Do you feel that maybe Odegaard not being present has had an impact on Kai Havertz? I mean, I've got some data here. His first 10 games across all competitions, 6 goals. The subsequent 6 games, again in all competitions, it's just a single. Shots per 90, all the metrics are down for him.
They are, and they will be. When you got to take a creative influence on the team as a collective group, and Kai Havertz as an individual, it's going to have an effect on that, because you're not going to be creating as many chances. I think Havertz has done fantastic for Arsenal Football Club, but I do think Arsenal are missing that sort of big centre forward. You can see sort of Solanke's gone in at Tottenham, he's doing really well and he's a target man for them. I do think that Arsenal, I'm surprised they didn't go and buy somebody like that. You see Osimhen, he's scoring goals at Galatasaray. I think he would have been the one that I'd have gone and got. That really, if you want to win the Premier League, you need that man. You need the 30-goal season. You need a Haaland, don't you? And I think I was so surprised. Havertz, exceptional player, but his numbers will always sort of fluctuate up and down. He's not a consistent centre forward, but that's who they're going with and that's who they're playing with.
Can I ask, honestly, when it comes to Kai Havertz, I know you keep a very close eye on Chelsea. Are we seeing Kai Havertz play better here or when he was previously at his previous club?
It's a good question, because obviously,
Champions League,
he scored the winning goal in the Champions League, didn't he? But he was very hot and cold, hit and miss. I think he's been more consistent for Arsenal, but don't forget he was bought really to replace Granit Xhaka, and it didn't really work. He was bought to be an 8, and then he was found to be kind of that number 9, false 9, 9.5. Look, he scores goals, and it's unfair to give him a lot of stick, but I'm completely with Bence in the sense that Arsenal need that fox in the box. They need that guy who, when they're under the cosh, suddenly they find a goal from nowhere. You know, a Michael Owen type, an Erling Haaland type. Not many of them around, but Dominic Solanke, again, we talked about Martin Odegaard, with and without the ball, can score goals, but also help set the press to really make sure that teams are under pressure themselves when they've got the ball. So I think there were 14 players who scored more Premier League goals than Kai Havertz last season, and he wasn't even Arsenal's top scorer. Yeah. So I don't want to give him too much stick, but he's not the striker that Arsenal need, and I'm surprised, like he's saying, about they didn't go out and get that kind of proper number 9.
When it comes to Arsenal, and if they do bring in a big striker, do you see Kai Havertz still getting into the starting 11, as in their best starting 11?
He'll struggle to get in, yeah. I mean, you see the strength in depth of the majority of the squads within the Premier League. Kai Havertz will be he's a great addition, a fantastic player. But I do think Arsenal, if they really want to achieve sort of winning the league and going on in the Champions League and being that top team, you need that player, you need that 30-goal man, and I'm surprised they haven't gone and got it.
Yeah, I think Arteta, what happened 2 seasons ago, for 29 games, they were superb. Yeah. I covered them a lot, actually, and I'm no Arsenal fan, but I was saying this is brilliant football and winning football. Saliba got injured, they didn't have the mindset because they'd never been there before, and I think then he went into, okay, instead of that full-back, you know, coming in and being inverted, it was almost 4 centre-halves, a bit like Pep did for a point. And he's made themselves so physical and so difficult to break down and difficult to beat, even though recently they have been conceding, that I think they've almost lost sight of that kind of forward bit. So when the likes of Odegaard is injured, they're relying on Saka, who can be doubled up. Martinelli's not been quite happening for him, having to rely on set pieces and nicking games. Whereas 2 seasons ago, I think the football they were playing were brilliant. With the mentality they've got now, it's a shame that Arteta, for me, has gone a little bit more defensive and not gone for that kind of attacking minded. And I think the fact that they haven't gone out and got that number 9 pretty much sums that up. Yeah.